Onto FIFA 18. So I've got it on the highest resolution, the medium quality settings, and we're getting a reasonable mid to high 30s, which for a football game that's just fine. I haven't noticed any stuttering as well. No doubt that frame rate will probably dip during the cutscenes, but that's not a problem. Okay, so that's FIFA 18. So onto Fortnite, and I've taken all the default settings. It's on the highest resolution. A few quality settings set to medium. Looking outside, it's mid to late 50 frames per second. I'm actually using the performance render mode. I think that setting will go down by a touch once things start happening on screen, like firefighting. So I'll just have a look at these characters here. So yeah, it's probably late 30s. It's not. I think what I might do actually, now I've seen a firefight and what's happening, is set the frame cap to 30 just to stop a few of these stutters, because it's not very stable. So yeah, on this sort of machine I'd set the frame cap at 30 or set it to 60 and maybe put it on low. Just it's your own preference really. Right, so that's Fortnite. This is Grand Theft Auto 5. Now I haven't got it on the highest resolution because when I changed it to that, even in the in-game menu, the frame rate went down considerably. So I've got it on one of the lower settings, and on this size monitor screen it's not too bad. I mean, it's 30 frames per second and above slightly. Some of the more graphical intensive quality settings have been switched off, so have a play with them, but yeah, you shouldn't have much difficulty playing this game. I think with Bandicam off, that frame rate counter may go up to late 30s, pushing into the 40s. Right, so that's Grand Theft Auto 5. Now this game is getting on for nigh on 10 years old, but I still like to play it now and again. So it's still a good challenge. There's also a level editor in this game. It's Ridge Racer Unbounded. Now I did notice that Bandicam counter was quite acceptable at 30 frames per second on this maximum resolution setting, but with Bandicam on, it's like barely getting above 20. So what I'm going to do is just stop the recording and report back if I can get that back up to 30 frames per second with Bandicam off. So I'll just switch the recording off. Most odd, barely changed. I mean, in a racing game, to my eyes, it's adequate. The frame counter at the moment. So what I'd do is just nudge that resolution down a touch when you start the game. See if you can get a better frame rate, because really you want 30. Right, so that's Ridge Racer Unbounded. So I thought I'd change that resolution, put it about halfway back. There's quite a few settings you can change with regard to that. There's not too many graphical settings actually you can change, but we're at the moment a rock solid 30 frames per second, which is what you want to do really. And maybe it's my eyes, but I can't really tell that much difference, to be honest. So I'd play this game on the current resolution, which I've got it set at the moment, which is, as I say, it's about halfway. Okay, so that's Ridge Racer Unbounded with a lower resolution. Right, this is Rocket League. Most of the settings set on to the second lowest quality, and we're getting mid 20s. I mean, ideally you want 30 and above, so maybe set set all those quality settings to performance, or you can probably adjust the resolution, because I've got it on the highest resolution, so maybe also drop that down. In fact, what I might do is just pause the recording a sec and get that resolution changed, just see if we can get past the magic 30. So resuming on a lower resolution, about halfway in the settings menu, we're getting 30 and above, and it's pretty stable actually. So yeah, that's probably the best thing, is get that resolution down. Again, to my eyes on this size monitor, I can't really tell, to be honest. Right, so that's Rocket League. So just to do a final recap then on this HP Prodesk G3 400, I had to sacrifice the use of the DVD writer drive because there's not enough SATA data ports for 2 drives, which is not much of a problem because external ones are cheap anyway. In the BIOS, I changed the CPU's graphics to the maximum setting, and also turned off any power saving settings as well. Now with Bandicam recording on the graphical benchmarks, I think on average it's about 9 to 10% system resource taken up by Bandicam, and I think you'd probably find the same with some of those games and the frames per second score that I was reading out. But yeah, without any graphics card, that CPU does really well in a lot of the more popular online games, if you want to have a look at that sort of system. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and if you've got any comments about this build, just drop them in the video.